Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified. And as part of our technical interview series, today's topic is that how we should prepare for the system design interviews. So in today's topic, let's see the first of all that what all we'll cover. So first of all, we'll see that what topics we should learn for system design interviews. Then we'll see that which are the things that we should take care when we are solving the system design questions. It could be when you are solving the question personally or you are solving the question in interviews. So these are the some things we'll see. Then we'll see some of the additional things that I thought I should mention there. So I have put it. So I'll also discuss this. Then according to role type as well, how much deep we should basically figure out the system design, or how much study we should do the system design, that we'll see. Then as per the product based or service based companies interviews, that also will see that if you are appearing for the product based, how you should prepare. If you are appearing for the service based, how you will prepare. Then according to your experience level as well. So let's say if your experience is fresher, then how you should prepare, and if your experience is more, then how you should prepare. So let's see the first topic, which is system design topics. Now, if you talk about the system design, the system can be anything. It can range from even a small feature in a full project to the complete system. So the point is, when you talk about the system design, it's not always about the big system. It can be very small question, right? How would you improve the performance? How would you improve the search index? How would you improve this one? Or it can be bigger things as well. So it depends on the interview mood, that what he's asking. So the point is that the system can be, when we are talking about system design, the question can range from the small to any level, right? So if we are talking about the system design, then to get the confidence or to start on this one, first of all we should have some information about the topics that will help us to improve the systems, right? Because when we talk about the system design, what things it comes, if you talk about the system design, the things it comes like are you scaling the system or not, are you improving the performance or not, do you have any security or not, do you have any automation in your system or not, what should be the system overflow, right? What are the requirements, what is the logic to solve the problem? So the point is to do all these things, you have to know the things, right? And if you learn all these topics, then you will get the confidence. So the point is that whenever you are starting the system design preparation, first of all you should have the basic knowledge about these topics, because once you know the topics, then you can easily apply these topics when you are in interview or when you are personally about this system design. And the important factor of system design is that it will help not only in the interviews, it will help in your daily project as well. When you are discussing with your team members, when you're discussing in your team meetings, you will be more confident because you know the things. So you can suggest your findings, you can suggest that, hey, why not apply the load balancer there, why are we not like putting our data in caching, why you are not using NoSQL database, why not use the microservice here, why not use the Hadoop here, right? So that's what the important point is, that's why it's very critical nowadays that you should know all these topics. Now it comes to that from where you will learn these topics. So you can basically search on the web, you can search the YouTube videos, and but the thing is that in our channel as well, I have basically created a lot of videos in the system design, and from there you can easily see this. So let me show you the playlist of the system design. So I'll mention the link of this playlist. Now here you will see the all about system design topics. Whatever I have described here, you will see all these topics. Load balancer is basically we apply load balancer to have the scaling part, right? So that's why it's important. Caching is there to improve the performance, to improve the basically it's there for improving the performance. So that's why we use the caching. Sharding, we use this for improving the performance. If we have the big data, if we have a lot of customers data, then to make it a scaling as well, it is helpful in scaling the system, in making performance the system, we use the sharding. Then indexing is very important part to improve the performance. So indexing will help the improving the search. So that is why again indexing is very important. Proxy servers, again, because they are kind of servers which helps to basically filter out the thing. So that's why we use the proxy server. It's again important point. Messaging queues, if we want to scale the system, if we have the big data, many calls we are receiving, then messaging queues are that important, right? Then choosing database, whether we should use a SQL or we should use a NoSQL. So depending on our requirement, we have to choose that whether we can choose the NoSQL or whether we can choose a SQL. And guys, it's very important question. So again, like when you will see this topic, you will know that how or on which parameters we should choose a NoSQL or SQL. Then it comes to microservice architecture or monolithic architecture, that we have to see that where we need to apply the microservice or where we can apply the monolithic. Nowadays in general we apply the microservice because we have the so many microservices and how they're interacting. So that's what again you will see in this part. Then REST APIs, again, whenever we are designing a system, we have to put our backend so that user can get the data from the DB, and that's where it comes the REST APIs. So that's what you will see. Hashing is again important to improve the searching, improve how easily you can retrieve the data, right? So that's what we have the hashing. Then we have the consistent hashing. That's again kind of extended, but this question is kind of very important, like they ask in the interviews that what is consistent hashing. So that's what you will see. Kafka, you might have heard in a lot of interviews that they are giving a lot of focus in Kafka's. So the point is that you have to know each and every topic. Once you know, you can see all these topics are very important. Like LRU cache, if you have given interview, you might have definitely got this question, LRU cache, how would you implement the LRU cache eviction policy? So you have to understand of this is just part of the cache, but I have created another video because it's that important that I thought to just mention it explicitly, right? So after understanding LRU cache, you can also learn the code of this one that I have also described in my another video. Then if we are talking about the big data, if you are handling about the big data, then you have to know about the Hadoop. It's just that you have to know that what they do. I'm not talking about the code, and as part of this one, you have to know that what Apache Hadoop is, so that if someone asks, that you are aware that yes, we can use this topic and we can use this thing. Then we have the HDFS, Hadoop file system, HBase, Zookeeper, Solr, Cassandra, and then I have some others videos as well, how to design a system design of a URL shortener, paste bin, OneDrives, and HTTPS versus HTTPS, cap theorem. So if you see, some of the topics are bigger, but some of the topics are very small. Like if you see this Hadoop, HBase, these are kind of less than 9-minute videos, 8-minute videos. So it means here I'm not explaining the full part. It's just that why I'm explaining, so that you are aware that hey, I know this topic, because interviewer also doesn't expect you to know all these things. What he expect that if things come, then you can apply this thing. Let's say if I talk about improving the searching, and if I have the big data, then why not use the Solr? Because Solr is very good for improving the search system, right? Because it kind of have the full indexing system, so it will give you a very good search on every attribute. And if you know about these topics, then you will be more confident in your in your team discussion and whenever you are discussing. So the point is, first of all, you have to know all these topics. We covered the load balancer, cache, sharding, indexing, proxy servers, messaging queues, database, SQL or NoSQL, REST APIs, hashing, Hadoop, file systems. So you have to know about this one. Microservices, like it's very important, like you can say that hey, we can use the different microservices for handling the data. So for handling the data, for handling the telemetry, for handling this part, so we can have different microservices. That's what we do. Then for securities, are you using the HTTPS? Have you hosted your site on HTTPS or HTTP? Whether you are using the SSL certificate or not, or whether you are like what extra you are doing for security, right? Whether you have applied the authentication or not, whether you have applied the authorization or not. So that is something we can mention there. So let's say if you are developing a login system, and if you are mentioning there that hey, we have to apply the authentication, we have to apply the authorization, then definitely it will give you more weight, right? Interviewer will also know that hey, you know about this thing. So when you are designing system, you will definitely know. Then about the search infra, that whether you are using the Solr or you are using some Elasticsearch, so that is also something we have to know. Then machine learning part, I'm not talking that we have to know about these things, but let's say if you know a little bit something, like let's say if you know about the recommendation engine, if you know about the OpenCV, if you know about the face recognition, if you know about the how regression works, or like how these things work. So basically you can apply these topics. Let's say, like if you're talking about, if your question is about the parking lot question. Now in parking lot, if you are saying this thing that hey, we can apply OpenCV technology there, where it will automatically read the number plate from there and it will add your details. So point is, we don't need any operator there. Our camera can do all these things. So if you are saying this thing, it will really make an impact to the interviewer, right? So if you know this thing, then it's good. It's not that it's kind of mandatory. Even I would say, if you don't know, then don't focus much on this one. It's just that I have just put this topic that if you know, then just try out, that whether can I apply this thing here in our any system. And then it comes the automation part as well. Automation, when I'm talking about the automation, it's kind of testing automation mainly, because when you're designing a system, and testing is also one of the important part, the quality, because it takes the quality part, right? And quality is very important. Every big organizations have their quality teams. They basically manually test the things. They have their automation, so that we need not to check and again and again. So to avoid the regression, to avoid the bugs, we have the automation in place. So that's what, if you are saying this thing, then it will really make an impact, right? So the point is that you have to just understand the topics from our this playlist where I have mentioned. And once you understand these topics, then you will get the confidence. And once you get the confidence, then we can go ahead, right? So this is the first part of your preparation. Now let's say this part, which are things to take care while solving the system design questions. So though I was thinking to create another topic when how to solve the system design question, but I thought that I should mention here, so that if you are in interviews and if you know these topics, and while preparing, if you are aware about this topic, then you will be more confident when you are going in actual interview, right? So these are the important things that we have to take care whenever we are going for an interview or when we are solving our any question, right? So the first important part is requirement. Whenever you are given any question, learn all the requirement, get all the requirements, what interviewer wants, or what you want from that system. Let's take a basic example. Let's say parking lot question. In parking lot question, there can be so many requirements. First requirement, that what's the what's the limit of the number of cars that can accommodate into this one. Then should we have the how many parking lots we have, how many entry exits we have, right? Like, do we have different cars, or like all the cars are of same size? Do we have the depending on the vehicle type, like whether do we have to apply parking for the two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, or even the big trucks, buses like this. So you have to basically ask each and everything from your interviewer, and once you are satisfied, then only start the work. First to get the requirement, and even if you have some confusion, just ask the question that hey, do we have to do like this? Do we have to use the authentication here? Do we have to do like this? And how you can ask the question once you know all these topics. If you know about these topics, then you know that where we can apply these things, right? So this is the first part. Then first of all, get all the requirements. Once you are confident about the requirements, then you see the system workflow, that how would a system workflow be there. Let's say just talk about the basic URL shortener. In URL shortener, what is workflow? Very basic workflow. There will be one UI. So it means there will the first part will be UI. In the UI URL, the user will add URL. The user will paste the URL, the big URL, original URL. As soon as user click on the shorten the URL, it will go in our backend. Now there will be a API which will basically act on this one, which will be the like shorten URL API. This URL API will interact with another microservice or another logic, which will using the hashing algorithm will short the URL. And once it short the URL, then will basically put into our database, right? That it will interact with the database, and then will again give to the user the shorten URL. Now this is our workflow. So whenever you have got all the requirements, understand the workflow. Just think about the system workflow, that what would be the workflow of your system. Then let's see if there is some logic to solve the problem or not. because some question has some logics, like in this case as well. When you are sorting when you are sorting the URL, in this case you have to put a logic which will sort the URL. And what will the logic? The logic will be the hashing algorithm which will sort the URL, right? So that's the logic in this problem. Sometimes the logic is, let's say if you are booking, if you're making a like booking system for Book My Show, then how seats will be arranged, or like let's say if there is some problem in your payment system, then let's say some concurrency, then how would you solve that? So that's a logic, that how would you solve the concurrency problem, that whether you will apply the logs, whether you apply the thing, that's your logic. So let's see that in your problem do you have any logic or not. If there is one logic, then let's see this part, right? And then it comes the API creation, that whether in your system do you have to create some APIs. Generally most of the time you have to create the APIs, because via API only you will basically have your backend part, right? So you have to see, let's say if you are creating one short the URL, in shorten the URL, as soon as you have got your big URL, then it will basically the UI part will hit the backend, and here we'll have our APIs. So in API we'll take the big URL, will basically process this, will basically make the hashing algorithm, and then we'll put into database, and then we'll return the shorten URL. So that will be the part of the API creation. So understand from the interviewer, and let's see that, hey, do we have to create the APIs, or even in fact let's see yourself that is there need of an API. So you have to create the API. So just little bit see about the API creation, that how we create the API, right? So that part we have to see. Like here I have mentioned explicitly REST APIs, even I have one videos. So from there you can see that what are the REST APIs, right? And how it will help to have our backend in this one. Now it comes the scaling, performance. So these are the 2 points when you're talking about this one, because once you are done with this part, right, once you are done this part, it means kind of you have got your requirement, you have got your system workflow, you have got the logic, even you have your APIs, and that's it. Right now, in fact, apart than this, I should also mention database, because database designing is very important point. So some of the questions don't need database, but some of the interview questions, so most of the interview questions will have the database designing as well. So you have to know about the database designing as well, that which database I have to apply there, because once your APIs are done, then where you will store your data? You will store your data in database, right? Or you will store data in cache. So that's part we have to see. It's kind of a storage thing. So you have to design that which database I will choose, whether I will choose a SQL, whether I will choose a NoSQL. Again in NoSQL I will choose a Cassandra, or I will choose that one. So when you will see this topic, this NoSQL or SQL, here you will see all this thing, that which are the things we should take care when we are designing, or when we are taking, like which database I should use, right? So once you are done with the database designing, then it comes the scaling and performance. Now whenever it comes to scaling and performance, all these topics will be important, right? So once you have learned all these things, just see that, hey, can I apply the load balancer here? Load balancer will definitely improve the scaling. Can I apply the cache? Cache will improve the performance, right? So see in your system, using sharding, if I have the many like URL shortener, if I have a very big database, I can shard the database. Then using the indexing, let's say if I basically put the values indexing based on the username, so I can search, so I can index the username, right? I can index the shortener, the URL shortener values. I can index even the bigger URLs, so that it helps me in searching, right? So the point is, I can put the indexing there as well. I can put a proxy service as well, so that I can filter some of the users, some of the IP addresses, or maybe let's say if you are putting the rate limiter, so rate limiter as well, this proxy server will be important. Can I put messaging queues, right? So the point is, whenever you are searching, whenever you are talking about the scaling and performance, all these topics will be there, because they help to improve the system. And that's why it comes to system design, that you are improving the system by putting the load balancer, putting the cache, sharding, indexing, proxy servers, messaging queues, right? So that's what you have to see, that where I can apply this and try to put this, right? Even I would say, like like because you would know each and everything once you learn this. Then see, hey, can I apply the messaging queue here? Like will it improve the performance of the system? Or like right now I'm using NoSQL database. Even in NoSQL I'm using just MongoDB. But if I use the Cassandra, then will it improve? If I use the let's say some other database, will it improve the performance of the database, right? So that's what you have to see there. Now REST APIs that we have talked about, that we have to use the REST API. So again you have to see that whether you have to apply the REST APIs there. Hashing, if I add the consistent hashing, or if I apply the hashing, will it improve the performance? Let's see there. Again, let's say if there is a big data, then do I have to use the HDFS, or if I have to use the Zookeeper, or if I have to use the HBase? Because even in the database there are multiple differences between each database, whether if you use the MongoDB, Cassandra, HBase. So that you have to see that which database I have to use. Then is there need of applying the microservice, or can I distribute this particular monolithic system into multiple microservices? Can I apply rather than this big system into microservices, right? So that's part you have to see. How can microservice will interact? That part, you when you're designing, just observe this, that how you can have the multiple microservices, right? Because the advantage of microservices, that it is easy to deploy the component independently, right? So that's why we have the microservices. Then for security, what you are using, see, because let's say if you are using the basic system, let's say even the shorten URL. Now should I apply the login system? Because let's say if there is some people who are, there is some person who is basically occupying the complete your bandwidth. So in this case you want to add the login system. So see that whether you have to apply the authentication or the authorization as well, or see that if you have to put your system into HTTPS or HTTP, you want to put the SSL certificate. Again, in SSL certificate, which type you have. So the point is, see that what security aspect you have to take care when you are designing the system. Because if you are talking about the security, then it will really make an impact that you consider about the security aspect. Then let's say if there is some search infra, if there is some big data, you have millions of customers, let's say Amazon, Flipkart, they have the millions of like products there. Then how we search? Let's say even if I put Apple iPhone, it will immediately give you search. Now out of their millions of products, how they are able to give you the products? Because their search infra is dependent on some big data. Now how we can handle? We can use the Solr, or we can use the Elasticsearch, right? So that's the point, is that which infra you are using. Like in Solr, it provides a full indexing, so that really helps to improve the searching, right? Machine learning, that we have already talked, that whether let's say if like in number plate system, like I can basically like figure out the number using the scanning the number plate from our OpenCV method. So that's where I can apply the machine learning. So whenever you are designing system, just observe, can I use some automation there? Can I use some AI machine learning kind of thing, right, which will automatically do this thing? So it will really make an impact in your preparation, right? Then automation, that do I have to after all these topics, then you can basically put that, hey, I have to also design the automation system which will automate the thing. So that's what, if there is a requirement, you can basically discuss about this thing. You can discuss from the interviewer that do I have to take care about the automation. If he says yes, then that is fine, right? So the point is, scaling, performance, security and automation, these are the 4 topics that we have covered. So basically performance and scaling comes most of from here to here, and then after that, like I discussed, security, you have to see which security you are applying. Automation, again, see that, ask the interviewer, discuss with the interviewer that which automation you want to apply. You can have multiple automations. You can have the API automation, you can have the UI automation, you can have your even integration automation, you have unit test automation, right? So that's what you can basically discuss all this thing. Machine learning, we discuss that again, like you can see that whether you can apply there, right? So my point is that whenever you are designing system, let's say there is a question which you don't know much, right? So just start from this point, see the requirements, system or workflow, logic, API creation, database designing, and then try to put this thing somewhere. try to put load balancer if there is possibility. Put cache, sharding, indexing, proxy server, messaging queues. Why I am giving much focus? Because when you will add all these topics, then it will really make an impact. The interviewer will think that, hey, you know all this thing. It means, and definitely if you know all this thing, it can be very beneficial to their team, right? Because the things are exactly same in our, even in our daily company environment as well. You are given a problem, then you need to solve that problem, and if you are taking care of all these things, then it will really help, right? Because here you are taking care of the scaling, you are taking care about the performance, you are taking care about the security, you are applying the machine learning, you are taking about the big data, you are taking care about the automation. Then what left, right? So the point is, if you know about each and everything, then it will really make an huge impact on the interviewer, right? So that's what you have to prepare about the system design thing. Now apart than this, these are the some of the basic things that I've observed from my experience and what I've heard from the people. So that's what I will describe in a small. So first point is ask question, because many times we discuss in the panel discussion that the candidate was good, but looks like he knew everything, or he didn't ask the thing, like he knew, he just did everything and that's it. There was no question from candidate, and you might wonder that, hey, I did everything good, then like why there is need to ask the question, there was all the things there. So the point is that in actual company environment, you are not given the question of the URL shortener, parking lot, because you know this question already. The question will be new, right? The question will be that how could you transfer your something there in a quick manner, or let's say the question would be that how would you improve the performance of your new application, how you can improve the image enhancement. These are the things that will be something kind of new, right? And for that, what you would do, you would ask the questions, right? You would ask the question that, hey, okay, let's say I need to design the image enhancement. Then you would ask the question that what would be the size of the image, will there be multiple images or only one images, what should be the width, what should be, like, can I apply the machine learning there, can I apply the OpenCV there, or like basically, definitely whenever there is a new problem, you would ask so many questions, right? So the point is that there are so many questions that will come to your mind, even if you know, just confirm from the interviewer. Secondly, nothing is wrong, because if we are designing a system, that there is nothing wrong, because a problem can have a multiple solution. So even if you are designing, let's say you are designing a shortening the URL, and you are thinking about database, you can have SQL database, you can have NoSQL database. In NoSQL you can have MongoDB, Cassandra, you can have the HBase, you can have anything. So the point is, it's just that sometime which is better, some, like, it's like something will be better in some part, something will be better in some part. So if you, even so, this thing will come when you don't know anything, right? Let's say you are given a problem, you don't know, like, what is the exact answer, what is the exact optimum solution. So even if you don't know the optimum solution, just try to fit these things. Just try to see that, hey, you can say I can put a load balancer there, I can put a cache, I can put a sharding, I'll put a proxy server, and these are the things which you have to use anyway in any systems, right? So it means nothing is wrong. Just discuss these things with the interviewer, try, keep engaging, so that like he will also know that, okay, you are trying your best. That's what the point is. Nothing is wrong, just try, keep trying the different approaches that you have. The third part is don't give up, because like I just said, there is no right solution in the system design. So just, let's say if there is a new question, don't just give up that I don't know, because there is no definite solution. So you can just try, because even if there is a new solution, you can just try to apply all these topics there. Just try to apply the load balancer, apply it to database, REST API, hashing, UI, messaging queue, security, search infra. Even if you tell so many things, like interviewer will definitely be impressed. So the point is, don't just give up, just keep trying your things, right? Now be positive. Some many times I have seen people, they get tense, and as soon as they get the new question. So don't be negative, because it's not your last company. So be positive, and definitely you will crack the things. Now be respectful. That's what I always say, that even if you know the things, even if you are from big companies, whatever you are, you may be a very good coder in your team, but if you are here for the interviewer, so be respectful to interviewer. Don't show your attitude, because many times, in panel discussion we discuss this, that candidate was good, but there was a issue of attitude, right? So don't show that attitude to interviewer. Be normal, be happy, so that's what I would say. So these are the things that we should take care when we are solving the system design questions. These are the important topics. These were just were some behavioral things. Now these are the some of the additional thing I would suggest you whenever you are preparing for the system design, so that you get more information. So the first point is see projects around you and get info. Let's say you are already working in a company and you are already working with a project. So see projects around you and get info that how you are doing even the things around you, right? How things are applying in your projects. So even if you look projects around you, you will get a lot of information. How they have done the indexing, how they have improved the performance, how they have improved the security, how they have done the this automation, how they have done the this thing, right? So always like don't focus, I would say, don't always go with the interview things. Even the things with around you, try to observe these things and try to get the info how they are doing these things, right? Then the second part is participate in the tech discussion. This is very important because the point is, let's say, and tech discussion will not all be the conference or like this. Always, like, even if you are with the friends, discuss the things like that. Hey, how we can improve this thing, or like how would you like how, what you suggest so that we can scale the thing, right? Even if there is some team discussion happening about a particular topic, give your ideas. See the things that what someone is saying, and then you can add your things that, hey, why you are not applying the authentication there, why you are not applying the authorization there, or like if you apply the Cassandra rather than MongoDB, it will improve this one, right? So these are the some of the things that will really help you by growing in your career as well, and which will really make you to as a good technical guy, right? So always discuss with your guys, with your team members, and that will really improve your system design skills. Then learn from the web and videos. That definitely I advise that always keep checking. Let's say if there is some new things are happening, if there is some new blog, so check from there that which is what new system design thing is happening, or what something is new, right? Then learn new system design topics. So that's definitely true, because these topics like what we have described here, these are not the fixed things. New things will keep coming up, so you have to see like how things are happening. Let's say if, in cache as well, we have the mem cache, we have the redis cache, we have something more. Let's say if some new things are coming, keep learning these topics and let's see what's the advantage of them if I use this, right? Because people put a lot of effort while designing these small things, like mem cache, redis cache. These each and everything is important. So let's see that if I'm using redis cache rather than mem cache, what's the difference? Because you will see exact the same questions from the interview as well. Interview can ask that, hey, okay, you are using NoSQL, but in NoSQL, why you are using the MongoDB versus the like Cassandra, or like Graph DB, right? So that's what you have to know the answers, that what's the difference, right? So keep learning the new design topics that you have. Now after taking care of all these things, now you should practice the topics. So basically for the practice you can take a like very small examples like URL shortener, Dropbox, Instagram, Uber, Twitter, Facebook, and like any features. When I talk about the Facebook, you can see a multiple features. You can see notification feature, you can see timeline feature, you can see search feature, you can see how you are connecting with your friends, you can see that how news are happening, how news feeds comes. So basically whenever you talk about any particular site, there will be a lot of feature, right? So basically you can take any one of the feature and then you can work on that thing. So in our video in my channel as well, where I will basically post you link of the playlist, there also you will see some of the practice for the practice, like URL shortener I have covered, Dropbox I have covered some of the these this designing part. So you can take help from there as well. And I would also suggest that you can basically see this video where it is how to design a system, and in this basically I have covered that how you can design a system. Basically you will also get some knowledge, and then you can like see URL shortener, Pastebin, or design Dropbox, and similarly more. So I will try to add some more videos as well in this list. But yeah, the point is that considering all these topics, all this thing, and you just practice all these topics as well, which will really help you in long run. Now according to role type as well, there will be slightly difference in the how question they are asking for the system design. Now whether you are appearing for the developer role or they are appearing for the tester role, interviewer can ask question to both about the system design. Definitely there can be question to both tester as well as developer, but the complexness of the question, they will be more focused on the system design questions for the developers rather than tester. From the tester they don't expect much because tester will test all these things, but as a developer you have to design the system, you have to design the scaling, you have to design the performance, you have to design the APIs, you have to take care of the security. So point is, as a developer there will be very much focus on the system design, and as you go on the role, as you have the more experience, there will be more focus on the system design things, right? Even nowadays they are taking a 2-3 rounds completely on the system designs. So the point is, as a developer you have to be know each and everything, like you have to be very good at this system design things. As a tester I would say, like even if you know the basic topics, then that is sufficient for you. Like they don't expect much from the tester, but yeah, be ready, that's what I will say, but not much focus on the system design things. Now as per the product based as well versus service based company as well, so that's where as well I have seen little bit difference. Like the product based companies focus a lot on the system design things versus service based companies interviews. In service based company interviews they mainly focus on the language things like Java, Python, whatever you are working, they will mainly focus on this one. But nowadays even they have started asking questions even on the system designs. So I would say be ready, because now the standards are setting high, and the interviewer can ask any question, because interviewer also asks like us, so if we know the things, so we can ask, right? But the point is, like if you know the basic stuff, that's okay, that's sufficient, like there will be questions on the system design for service based as well, but if you compare with the product based, there will be less complexness, less focus, right? But if you are working for the product based interviews, product based companies, then definitely there will be more focus on the system design, right? Then experience wise, if you are just a fresher, then there won't be much focus on the system design, because they don't expect from you much on the system design aspect. If you are just a fresher, they would say okay, because the focus will be on the DSA. If you are appearing for the product base, the focus will be on the DSA, data structure, that we have covered in our last video, that how you can appear, how you can prepare for the data structure preparation. So if you are a fresher, I would say don't put your more energy in the system designs. And again guys, these are all things from my experience, what I've heard, but again it depends on the interviewer mood. It's kind of subjective thing, depend on the company as well. So an interviewer can ask even a question, the system design question of the freshers as well. Nowadays they have started asking, but the point is there won't be much focus, right? So if you need to compare, if you have less time, if you are comparing from the DSA and system design, I would say focus on the DSA first, and then learn at least these topics on system design. That would be sufficient for you. Now as you go above in the experience level, now the system design questions will keep increasing more and more, right? So if you have the, like what happens, like 2 round, let's say if you are in this range, now if you are taking 3 rounds, 2 rounds will be DSA, 1 round will be on system design, right? Or 1 round on the project round. Now they will ask the questions, they can ask the question on the projects of your system design from your last project, so that will be the kind of questions in this range. But if you are going on the, as you grow in the experience, as you grow in the industry, there will be more and more focus on the system design things, because as you are growing up, you are basically leading and you are going into lead role, then definitely you have to be very, you have to take care about each and everything, you have to take care about each and every aspect, about the scaling, about the performance, security, database designing, API creation, right? So the point is, as you grow more in your experience, you have to be well versed about system design. If you are appearing in this range, then you can't speak system design. You have to be there, you have to be very well prepared for the system design things, right? And again for this range as well, yes, you have to know about system, whatever you have learned in your previous experience, you have to know about the system design things, right? So guys, that's all about the system design things, and these all are from my experience. Like you people can have multiple like experience as well, so please share in our comment section that what new things are coming, what things are happening. And this is not a kind of fixed thing, whatever I mentioned, So system design is again a vast topic, right? You know, like we can, whatever we design, even if you design a feature, it's kind of comes in the system design. So there can be a lot of things, but the point is I have covered the basic starting points, that you know how you would start, and keep learning. That's what I would suggest. So thanks everyone for watching this video, and if you have liked this video, then please like it and please subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you.